how are you reporting your test execution results today? Are you using maybe an enterprise test repository? And when I throw out words like enterprise, I'm thinking more about like a paid solution. So if you think about a quality center or an ALM solution where you have an entire management system, you have maybe a test repository, defects management, requirements management. What sort of testing are you doing or reporting are you using out of those particular tools? There's a number of tools on the market, TestRail, X-Ray, Q-Test, the list goes on and on. And I mention this because let's just look at QC-ALM. I did work at Hewlett-Packard, and we were using Mercury Interactive products for quite some time. And it was very, very convenient in that we had a merger acquisition where we acquired Mercury Interactive. So then I was able to actually get in there, work with the Mercury staff, whether that's the support staff, the developers. I've been in the Mountain View location, worked with them throughout their process, and really got a good insight of the tool and the process. So in that, things have been changing over the years. So we went from Mercury to Hewlett-Packard, then they've switched over to Micro Focus, and we're still using Quality Center in my company today. And ironically enough, we went to renew the contract, and I just realized here in the last year they've switched over to OpenText, is now owns the company. So constant change. The product hasn't changed, but the vendor has. But that's the one constant in our industry, right? Is change. So whether you're changing tool sets, I've mentioned some of the flows from the HP products over through Selenium. Now we're up and running on Selenium, but up on the horizon, we're doing a lot of TypeScript stuff. So we're bringing in Playwright, and AI testing is all on the horizon. So things are constantly changing, whether it's the repositories we're using, whether it's the tools or the framework. So there's constant change. So how do we scale that? How do we handle that and minimize the disruption to our teams? We went about that by using some external test execution reporting tools. So that's what I want to get into and kind of discuss today. So some other options that you're probably using if you have an open source framework, you probably are leveraging either a coded or a codeless solution. So how does that look? Does it have some reporting that you're using today? The different frameworks have different add-ins you can get. TestNG will obviously be something everyone's probably familiar with. Qmetry. Qmetry is a great add-in. It has a lot of step data, especially if you're using Gherkin or Cucumber. It has the ability to show those individualized test steps and really give you just a ton of data to view on there. How are you accessing or using that data? And same with like a execution CI/CD framework, right? We use GitLab, but depending on what you use, there's a ton of information logged out to the consoles on those. So how do you use that, and how do you incorporate all of this information into your reporting system where you might have all these different components in your framework and your architecture? How do you bring those all together and really access them easily? So here at Lincoln, what we've done, and I've used similar tools throughout my career, is we have a web-based reporting system with a centralized database on the back end that we've leveraged to help bring everything in-house and everything to a single centralized repository.